everyone. Hi, my name is Joshua Harrell, and you are watching a Partner Spotlight. I love Partner Spotlights because this is where you get to know our partners even better. And today is a big honor because we have one of our favorite brands, Carnival, here. Well, we don't have the brand here, but we have close enough. We have Tommy Panici, the business development director, who has been taking care of our network for a very long time, from when we were very small to now, who we are today. And it's been quite the journey. So I am so happy to invite you into this Partner Spotlight with Carnival and our guest, Tommy Panici. Tommy, how's it going?
This is great. I am so happy to be here with you. It's my first visit to the office here.
It is.
And it wasn't like really tough to come down because I'm from Chicago and weather-wise. And I told you when I was walking in, I saw a leaf coming down from a tree just floating. It was a beautiful, welcome to the
Welcome
network.
to Atlanta.
Welcome to your office.
I'm so glad to have you in the office. Tommy is joining us not only for this Partner Spotlight, but he is here for our very first accelerator, which is a new development session that we have put together. This is the very first one. This is the inaugural session of the accelerator, and so this is going on. If you hear a voice rumbling in the background, that is our very own Erica Scanelli out there, because when she joins us on the Weekly Chatter Live, her voice is like this. It's very quiet, but when she is in person, oh my gosh, she's got the chops. So anyway, we're going to be competing with her for a little bit, but you're here. You were here a little bit earlier. How was the accelerator for you?
I have to tell you, the passion those people have, and we asked them, what made you get into travel? Great stories. It's so great to see the growth and the passion people have for our industry and how it evolves and changes so much. I'm excited that I didn't know I was the inaugural. This is even better. You got me.
We got, and you know what? I don't know, can you guys read it? Look at that. Da, da, da. True Rocks,
agents,
travel agents. So,
advisors.
Yeah, advisors. Yeah, when ASTA decided to change the name from agents to advisors.
Shirts were printed already.
Yeah, the shirts were printed. I'm sorry, Carnival is a very big organization. I'm sure they bought a lot of shirts. But I thought it was hilarious. I was at Cruise World, and I sat down for a general session. I'm like, what's this? Does somebody leave a napkin on the back of the seat? No, it was the Travel Agent Rocks
It gets
shirt.
worse, though. Adolfo actually put a tattoo on Travel Agents Rocks. A real tattoo. Adolfo, our VP of Global Sales.
Wow.
Great
That's
guy.
Commitment.
Grew up in the industry with us, and he's committed.
I love World Via, but I am not ready for a tattoo yet. But we'll see.
Yeah.
That could be some great social media content. I feel like producer Evan, who's behind the camera, I think he would love it if I went to the tattoo parlor and really did that.
That's a show in itself.
Different kind of show, different type of channel. But that is not what a Partner Spotlight is about. So a Partner Spotlight, we highlight our partners, and these are the brands, the travel brands that you know and love, some who you might just be getting to know, which that's always extra special, especially if this is your first time getting to know a brand. So we're going to talk a lot about the brand, the Carnival brand. We're going to talk a lot about our partnership. But feel free down in the comments, because we are live on our YouTube channel right now. Feel free in the comments to ask your questions. And then Producer Evan, look, our first comment is from our own Paul LaHood. And he said, look at that ship. Okay, so Paul, you jumped the queue. We were going to talk about the ship in the room, the giant ship in the room. Tommy, first of all, on behalf of our entire team and our network, thank you for sending us this gigantic model ship. And I want you to know that, like, 5 people came in to move this just to make sure that it didn't break, because it's normally on the other side of our studio as a part of the weekly chatter. So you were the very first partner to send anything in, and it was so massive. It had to be insured to the hilt.
Right.
Right behind you, and it still holds a big place in my heart, is the unicorn that Universal sent. They sent a unicorn.
I know how special that is to you.
It is very
to
special
me to know that it's docked in the best place for us.
Look,
and I'm so happy for you.
I'm going to try to turn it a little bit so you can see just how big it is. But this is...
It's a museum piece.
This is a museum. This is the Fun Ship Fantasy. Let's see. We'll put it right there. Can we see it? Oh, there we go. There we go.
We retire, but
it's retired.
I've got a story.
So first of all, these model ships, they're a thing.
They're a thing.
Yeah.
They're collectors.
So, what were these used for?
Well, it's funny because from what I understand, it was the shipyard that made them for us because they built this particular product for us, and this was the most successful series of ships in the history of cruising. Carried more nautical miles, more ships. There was 10 in the class from the Fantasy all the way up to the Elation, and just very successful ships that Carnival started. And when we went public, we started with the Holiday, the Celebration Jubilee, but then just took off from there. Great stories. A lot of history.
Well, I look at this ship because you and I did a partner spotlight. This was during the incident, which, whatever you want to call it, we've been calling it the incident. But, when ships were not in the water and we were not able to visit with each other. Right. So we did a show, and you showed me, or you showed the audience a video mock-up of the new Mardi Gras. And at one point I got a little dizzy because there was a lot going on.
A lot.
And then as I'm, because I'm new to cruise, I have not been on a lot of cruises. As I'm looking at this ship, I'm like, well, where's the speedway and where's the see-through? This is not what the ships used to look like.
No, and when I do my training, this is so deceiving when you see it in the ocean. It's like an airplane. When you see an airplane flying, it's like really slow, but what's the speed that it's traveling?
Oh, yeah.
So your eye does play tricks on you. When you see calving from the glaciers in Alaska, it looks like the size of a mattress, but it's a building. So these are 3 football fields long. There's 3 or 4 pools. There's amusement at night. It's a floating city, and it's not even a floating shopping mall. And that's what throws people off. They're like, I'm going to feel confined. Actually, you're confined at home when you go to this shopping mall because it's not as big as the ship or doesn't have as many entertainment facilities and eating facilities, everything right there for you, bringing you to the best destinations you want to go to.
Yeah.
So it's
but in comparison, like Tommy said, the Fantasy has been retired and has been replaced, but we are so honored to be entrusted with this that you rescued from an agency that had closed down, and you sent that to us, and it has become a part of our weekly chatter live set. And
it's a story. I mean, just me walking down LaSalle Avenue to the FedEx store to secure it, to insure it, to make sure. I said, please don't break this, guys. I don't know. How do you ship these things?
Yeah.
The Mississippi River didn't come straight to Atlanta.
No, it's gorgeous. And so anyway, this is a very special pride of place in the studio, but we wanted to make sure that it was right here. So I have to make sure that I do not gesticulate so much that I knock off some of the bits on there.
Thank you for preserving it and protecting it. And I know we had to take the protective cover off for the show today, but 70,000 tons back then was big. Now, you were asking about the Mardi Gras, 181,000 tons. Almost 3 times the size.
Yeah, 3 times the size. So we don't have a camera overshot here, just so you can see, but there's like a little slide. There's like one slide. I think they've upped their game quite a lot.
In a water park.
But one thing I want to talk about, and we talked about this briefly, you have been in the industry for a long time, and you have been in the industry a long time with Carnival. So how'd you get your start in travel?
And short story long, I wanted to get into international sales because I really would have thought, I like travel. And I knew it since I was a kid, going back and forth to Italy, visiting grandma. And I just had a passion for travel. So I got into international sales when I was in college. And working for a copier company, said, that'll be my ticket. Then I go, wait a minute. I was selling copiers, selling them to agencies at the time. And then they were saying, why don't you just get in the airline business? So I applied for TWA, and then two good agents said, you've got to get in the cruise business. And Costa was around, Carnival. So I applied to 3 or 4 of them and caught the attention of Maurice Armati because I sent my resume in half Italian, half English, and he had his grandmother, he spoke Italian, and we really hit it off. Long story short, and I always loved the story he told. He left me in the lobby with Bob Dickinson.
What?
And he forgot to take me home. He said he was going to bring me to the airport after the interview. And again, short story long, I said, Mr. Dickinson, do you mind taking me to the airport? Because Maurice Armati left me here. It's just, that's how I started. But that was 39 years ago, 4 ships. We had the original Carnival, the Mardi Gras, and the Festival, and the Tropical just came out. That was 4 ships. This was right before we were going to go public, and they went from 11 reps to 22 and just continued growing to hundreds. And then now we have 10 brands and over 105 ships at 125 at a certain point. So it's a $1 billion industry, global, one of the most profitable travel businesses in the industry. It's amazing. Just great to see from a family to a corporation and a terrific family that really cared about people, or I wouldn't have been there 39 plus
So
years.
You having to wait around to get a ride to the airport, it's paid off.
It was worth not paying for the cab fare, right?
No, that's exciting. And I was just recently cruising around Italy. It was my first time in Italy. And I was I was fascinated by seeing all of your other brands. I was running into them at every port of call. So I mean, it was like, that's part of Carnival. So very, very big brand. You travel all around the world as a global corporation, but Carnival itself, you travel, you said Australia, Hawaii?
From Australia, the South Pacific, Hawaii, Europe. We're doing a 30-day repositioning Japan cruise, Panama Canal. Mexico and Caribbean is big, from the East Coast, West Coast. But I think what we mentioned is the fact that we're so local, America's Cruise Line here, 50% of America can drive to a ship within 5 hours to get to a ship in their backyard, which is
That's amazing.
A nice product.
Yeah.
In your backyard.
Well, I think nothing would be more perfect than seeing a little essence of the Carnival brand.
Right.
So let's take a look at this.
That's a good segue.
The average preschooler laughs approximately 400 times a day. The average adult, 15. What happened? Maybe it's an occupational hazard that comes with growing up. After all, we live in a world of extremes. Life's too fast, too complex, and overall, just too much. Fortunately, there's an antidote. Over 40 years ago, a man had a noble idea. That cruising wasn't just for the well-heeled, it was for everyone. That fun wasn't something only a select few could enjoy. And his idea blossomed. Not only into a fleet, but a culture. A culture based on a fundamental belief that it is the inalienable birthright of every man, woman, and child to have as much fun as they possibly can while they're all together on this earth. And if you look around these days, you'll see there's never been a time when fun was more important, more meaningful, or more valuable. We need to remind people they have a right to it. And more importantly, we need to let them know where they can find it. Right here, where it's always been. In a fleet of ships built on a revolutionary notion. And handed down from father to son. With Carnival, it's okay to laugh hard enough to become a choking hazard. It's okay to tear up the dance floor with moves no one's ever seen before, to get water wedgies, and to sing our hearts out to songs we barely know. Because you deserve it, now more than ever. It's the kind of fun Carnival is proud to deliver. 60 million guests later, it's still what we do best.
Loads of smiles. Loads of smiles. Years, decades of smiles.
Right.
I love it.
That's
I
great.
love it.
It
Now,
really captures the essence.
It does. And I have to say, and I mentioned this to you before, that when I was young, I only knew that there was one cruise line. And it was because of Kathy Lee Gifford singing, "In the morning, in the evening, hey, we got fun." I just remember her dancing her way across the TV, promoting Carnival for years. She did it for years.
It was a household name, brand, it fit the product, and don't forget, she came out with the other one.
Oh, what'd she do?
If you could see me now out on a fun ship cruise,
Ah.
eating fancy food and doing what I choose. The
These
Sandy
are
Davis
memories.
version. Yeah, great.
These are memories. But, I mean, you've been a part of the fabric of our lives for a very, very long time.
And actually, this is the ship they used for that second commercial, because we really wanted to show people what is it like to be inside a ship. And I remember they panned from outside, went in, and then showed the ship from the inside in the atrium and on the walkway.
So you weren't just the normal shot of the outside.
Yeah, so it gave people on television a great chance to visualize the real product. Because when you say a ship, people have this image in their head of what they think a ship is like. But that's the hardest thing, is to get people to really step foot. Because once they do, they're hooked. You know, we have a 98.5% satisfaction level. That's unprecedented.
Yeah, and it's not, you don't just have one type of customer, a traveler, guest.
Right.
You have loads. I mean, just in that footage, that package that you brought, I mean, we're seeing decades of smiles and laughter of all ages.
Right.
Well,
it's
a
like
lot of
you.
drinking was involved in that package, I will just say.
But moderated. Actually, we're a little stricter than other lines. You got to be 21 to drink and all. And there's drink packages at great value. But when you sailed, and you remember Carnival of the 80s, they're sailing again now with their children and their grandchildren. Actually, that's a big market for us now. The skip generation is huge. Grandparents taking their grandchildren on a family vacation, because we have 2 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 11, 12 to 14, separated children programs, and 15 to 17, which is a tough crowd. If you have kids, you'll know what we're talking about, that really are handled to the point where they enjoy being with each other. And we don't let crossover. The counselors are good at every age, but the parents, the grandparents know it's a great vacation for them, because they know the kids are going to enjoy it, and they have that quality time they're trying to get that's really hard today with camps and soccer and coaches. Vacationing together is a great way to enjoy your family, and there's something for all ages. Our Serenity Deck for the adults, great place to be. It's away from everybody else. It's a quiet pool. You'll forget you're on a Carnival Cruise when you're on that Serenity Deck, and it's something for those that don't want to be around the crowd. So they're so big. There's something for everybody. So
Yeah.
that's kind of.
I like this. I like the skip generation, just concept in general, because you know what? Who needs the parents? You know, if I'm the grandparent, I get to call the shots, and I've got them on the ship. It's a gigantic ship. It's not like they're restricted at all,
Right.
and I'm giving them memories of a lifetime. And a friend of mine who has been in the industry for much, much longer than you, he walked by my office one day and he said, I had told him about going on my first cruise. And it just happened to be on a really small ship. It was going to Cuba, so it was a really, really tiny ship. And I said, I know that cruise ships now are much, much bigger. He said, back when I went on my first cruise with my grandmother, and I think he's 70.
Yeah.
He said it was very much like watching Downton Abbey and crossing the Atlantic. He said it's so
priceless
different.
though.
Yeah.
It's priceless.
It's a memory
The
he
memories-
has, and
yeah.
he went on about that, and I know he had just been on a massive ship, a new ship, new build. But that memory
That's
of
great.
being with his grandma.
And families, when they get together for Christmas, for the holidays, for parties, weddings, they talk about that family vacation. And I think that's what Grandpa wants to hear. Remember when Grandpa did this? And
Yeah.
so those priceless moments are treasured, and it's far, far better than the value of the cruise itself, which is a great value. And that's why it works. There's something for everybody, and it's a great vacation for all ages.
Yeah. You, speaking of vacation, you have said over and over again that you don't view yourself as competing, and when I say yourself, I'm talking about the Carnival
The brand,
brand.
yeah.
You don't view yourself as competing against other cruise lines. You're not going apples to apples. Tell me a little bit about that.
It's as simple as the amount of people that are taking vacations. They have choices. They can go anywhere they want. How many of them choose a cruise, or how many of them are afraid to try a cruise because they're not comfortable with it?
Mm-hmm.
How many hotels are there in the Caribbean? How many hotels are there in Europe? How many ships? I can name 15 right now. So it's just such a small market. So we look at the fact that we're not in the cruise business. We're in the vacation business, and we're affordable vacations for most of America. And that's really what Mick Harrison's father started. He says, I want to make cruising affordable for most people. And the quality product that you get with the food and the entertainment, the variety, at the price point, it just by far beats most other vacation destinations. And I'm talking all-inclusives or high-end resorts or even just water parks. Today they're so expensive.
Yeah, I've been surprised about water parks, and I feel like I'm going to a mega theme park,
Right.
And yeah, that blows my mind.
Yeah. And food is part of a cruise business. It's the industry. Everybody knows it's fine dining, but our food, most of it is free. The Guy Fieri hamburgers, the steakhouses are so affordable just to get away. And then you've got Chinese and you've got buffets with delis. Even the points guy has rated Carnival the best food value for that particular market. And he's not going to lose his reputation for being an honest, true keeper of what's going on out there.
Yeah. I've been very, very fortunate to go on several cruises, and I always think I'm going to eat in moderation, and it just doesn't happen because of choices. There are too many choices, and I think that's another. I think that's for because we know in the industry that such a small percentage of people have actually cruised, like Americans have actually cruised. So, I mean, when you think of it, there are so many people in America that haven't even. This is Pandora's box for them. Like,
Yeah.
not this particular ship that's been retired, but I'm just saying.
But I could tell you some great stories or some nuances. We have to evolve with the public. Right now, the hottest thing is the vegetarian, the gluten-free menus that we are offering for no extra charge. But even the spa menus. So if you are focused, and it's not about the food, but it's about the lifestyle or your choices. If you're that good at controlling your diet at home and you tried it on vacation, the options are there. It's a lot easier. It's just difficult when the salads and the great vegetables are right next to the chocolate bar. You have to have real willpower, but you can do it. And I know a lot of people have done. Actually, Richard Simmons, remember Richard Simmons? He's chartered ships 3 or 4 a year. With that
I
group
have
of
met
people.
Richard Simmons.
No, we never talked about that.
And I met him. I used to work with QVC.
Oh, that's right.
And he was on QVC.
See?
And I digress. We're here to talk about Carnival, but I'm going to talk about Gene.
times.
I said Gene Simmons. That's completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, but
We do this all the time.
Richard Simmons came leaping over a sectional sofa to come in and greet me. And he said, "Joshy washy lemon squashy," and he hugged me. He was wearing a tank top, and he always wore those little short shorts. But he hugged me, and on his tank top was a bedazzled guitar. So the guitar fret was here, right? And then the body of the guitar. And all of a sudden he backed up and he said, "Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words." And
He knew you were a singer.
I didn't even, no, I didn't know what to do with that. I was like, this is somebody I have seen my entire life. My grandmother idolized him, sweat into the oldie. I mean, it was but yeah, so he has chartered ships. I'm sorry.
He was the man, and you know what? But, and today, we're still, who's our chief fun officer? CFO? Shaquille O'Neal.
That's right. I forgot all about that.
And our new commercials now are terrific. I mean, and he's highlighting our restaurateurs that are like amazing celebrities. Emeril Lagasse. I mean, you can have shrimp and grits for $5 on the Mardi Gras in one of the zones, the French Quarter, and it's so cool. The other thing is Guy Fieri's hamburgers on board, and our fish house. There's just so many other areas now that we're very contemporary. We're like, we set the standards.
Yeah.
And for affordability too. That's the big thing.
That's amazing. So you brought in a video that I want to share. This is the Carnival Horizon.
Right.
And you wanted to show it. You said this. Tell me a little bit about what we're going to see.
I like how it shows our general product. It's not our newest ship. It's not an older ship, but all our older ships are all refurbished. So that is the standard product. There's nothing that gets, any less attention, because we've got the Fun Ship 2.0, which with the hamburgers, the Serenity deck, the water slide, the water parks. It's a good product to show everybody that's what we are. And it's not highlighting the liquid natural gas ships, the Mardi Gras, and the 7 zones, and the roller coaster.
Before you get to all of those, let's
show the general product.
Yes, let's look at the Carnival Horizon, okay?
I get going when
Yeah.
The average preschooler laughs approximately 400.
Carnival's newest ship, the Carnival Horizon. It's an incredible place in the middle of the sea that brings out the fun you that you keep hidden for professional reasons. So buckle up, it's on. Kiss the sky as you race your friends/future besties on Skyride. Take it away, Skyride Captain.
On your left, you'll see Sports Square. Good to get the blood flowing, 10-4. And, of course, the ropes course. Now I've shown you the ropes. Copy. Finally, there's Dr. Seuss Waterworks. You're now free to move about the cat hat.
Now we're at Dr. Seuss Waterworks. Fun for children and your inner child. Here's my inner child.
You can do so many things, like the Cat in a Hat slide. It's so tall, and it's got these turns, and then there's another slide, the Fun Thing slide. It's awesome.
One of the funnest spaces exclusive to Carnival is Dr. Seuss Bookville. It's like a real live Dr. Seuss story, as it's filled with characters set loose straight from the tales of Dr. Seuss. But if your kids want their own space, take them to this Camp Ocean place, where they're guided by counselors well-trained, and you can relax knowing they'll be entertained. Then there's Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse Brewhouse. Carnival partnered with Guy Fieri to make you feel good.
If you want something good to try, get the best barbecue by a guy named Guy. Order some championship pork butt or blue ribbon chicken that'll make you strut. One more thing about this place is key. There's a brewery right in the middle of the sea.
The Caribbean is great, but what if you could take your taste buds on a tour around the world? Like the Far East flavors of bonsai sushi and teppanyaki, a first for Carnival. Then try the soul-satisfying fusion of spices and ingredients at Gigi Asian Kitchen. Or for some family-style Italian, there's Cucina del Capitano. Order the Brizzato El Barolo for your family and say mangia! Now let's head to the Havana Stateroom, where you'll have endless ocean views and exclusive access to the Havana Pool. But if you want to feel the rhythm of the tropics, dance on over to the Havana Bar! Salsa to the music while you sip on a mojito and say goodbye to bedtime! The beach pool area is the intersection of food, drinks, and a whole lot of fun. There's the pool, but then there's good eats like Guy's Burger Joint, where the fresh burgers are designed by Guy Fieri, but also Blue Iguana Cantina, freshly made burritos. I could go for some great drinks like Blue Iguana Tequila Bar. Tequila takes me back to, and Red Frog Rum Bar. Yeah, sounds great. Oh, and lots of fun like the Seaside Theater, movies under the stars. Wow. Next, the Tides Pool. It's great relaxing in a pool while also being on the open sea. You bet you snorkel it's great. Oh, hey, New England Lobster Man. That's Lobsterman. You know where I go for something fresh? Boston? Nah, the Seafood Shack for New England seafood. Or Pizzeria del Capitano for homemade pizza. It's wicked good. The student becomes the master. For a great place for nighttime drinks, dinner, and a show, check out this. If you're looking for great tunes, you don't have to go far. You can sing along at our piano bar. And when your tummy's rumbling for a spice-rubbed ribeye, head on into Fahrenheit 555. But after that, try on the Alchemy Bar for size, where all the drinks are customized. They have a concoction for every possible mood. Enjoy all the music, the drinks, and the food. What if you want to relax? We've got a few ideas up our short sleeves. Serenity's adult-only retreat. Serenity. Hammocks, hot tubs, sea breezes. Oh, nice thing. Keep the good vibes going at Cloud9 Spa, where you can get a massage or bask in a thermal suite. Sweet. Well, now I'm calm as a cucumber. How are cucumbers calm? They're super chill. Sounds legit. Here's a fun night out with the fam.
On a ship where
You want to watch something larger than life?
you embark on an adventure to find the biggest, most incredible
IMAX Theater. But then you search for
fun for the whole family.
at the Family Harbor Lounge, where if you're staying in the Family Harbor staterooms, there's video games and ice cream
You all scream for ice cream.
and candy at Cherry on Top.
Comedy, action, candy. Coming to a ship in the middle of the ocean near you.
Want to feel like you're on the best late-night talk show? Head to Limelight Lounge, where the pros tell the best jokes at the Punchliner Comedy Club. And when you're done laughing, make a beeline to Liquid Lounge for Playlist Productions, where you can watch the hits come to life with singers, dancers, and big LED screens. And Lip Sync Battle, where people compete to put on the best show of their favorite superstars. Well, it's been fun, folks. We invite you to climb aboard and fill up your mental scrapbook with the coolest memories on the Carnival horizon. See you soon.
Okay, so many colors, so many things going on, and I do have a question for you, Tommy, but before I go there, if you have questions for Tommy or comments, if you have been on a Carnival cruise either recently or it's been a long time and you're seeing this and you're like, wait a minute, mister, this is a new Carnival, okay? Come on, add those to the comments in YouTube. We'll be happy to have producer Evan fly those across the screen. But before we do that, I saw right towards the end, a couple of things caught my eye. There's one hammock. I feel like a lot of people are going to fight over that hammock. Is there more than one hammock? I'm sure there are.
There's a lot more hammocks, and it's funny. It's not that busy because people
Really?
are all over the place, different places. Yeah,
Oh, you find me, I'll be at that hammock. Yeah, definitely.
everybody finds their little cubbyhole on a Carnival ship because they're so big. There's something for everybody.
And then while that was running, because we didn't have any audio, so I wasn't mesmerized by any audio. Tommy was giving me his own voiceover here. But there was an indoor hot tub, spa, sauna type situation, and it looked like these ceramic tiled loungers.
They're
What's the deal?
In the spa, they're lumbar chairs. If you lay in a lumbar chair, it fits your body so perfect that when you're laying in it, you're relaxed. And you're in a deep sleep. It's warm, not too hot, but it relaxes your body. And if you sleep in that 15 minutes, you'll feel like you slept for 3 hours. It's like one of those relaxation tanks. It just knocks you out. And by the way, for your advisors and your entrepreneurs, sell a spa cabin. because a spa cabin is a great value. It's like $69 unless you get a special for the week every day to go in there and use that. But you've got it whenever it's open to use it if you're in a spa cabin all week long. Definitely worth the and you're right there. You can go from your cabin in your robe right to the spa and breakfast.
And no one's going to judge you as you're walking in your robe.
Because they're all in the same area. They're all in their spa.
But we were just talking about how so many people don't have not cruised yet.
Right.
I just watching that video, and that was an artist rendering, just in case you wondered why it looked a little bit like a video game. I mean, it's an artist rendering. But I bet you didn't. If you have not ever cruised, I bet you weren't expecting all that. That was, I mean, there was a piano bar area. There was dive-in movies. There was a movie theater. There was the spa sauna. All the restaurants. And then there was something that I have to ask you about, and that is, I saw something that said lip sync battle.
Yeah. Like the show. And it's even better than karaoke. You know why?
Why?
You don't have to hear the people sing. Oh. No, but hey, wait.
I have done some karaoke that I felt proud of until the video came out, and then I'm like,
It's like we tell people, have a drink, enjoy it, because the more you drink, the better I sound. But wait, we have Family Feud now.
Oh wow!
On board, we're doing Family Feud games. It's crazy what we're doing.
That's amazing.
The Mattel games. We've got a lot of action going. It's a lot of entertainment.
And that is something that I've noticed with the cruise lines, bringing in some of these brands that we recognize. I mean, like you were talking about all the chefs that are inspiring the food, the innovation around the food, but bringing in some of that entertainment, some of those brands that you would recognize. I mean, who doesn't want to be on Family Feud? I mean, come on.
That's your chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Deal or No Deal? Another one.
Oh my goodness.
gosh, too much fun.
What was the guy's name that would kiss you on the original?
Oh, that was Richard Dawson.
Richard Dawson.
He
That's
kissed
right.
everybody.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah, I remember that.
Now it's
Steve.
Steve Harvey.
Harvey,
Hardest
thank
working
you.
entertainer in the business.
Yeah, here
Amazing.
in Atlanta. He films it here.
Oh, that's
in
right.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta.
We had a show in Chicago for a while. His show in Chicago, the Steve Harvey show, but came to Atlanta.
Are we battling Atlanta versus Chicago? I don't know.
No. It's 70 degrees here today. I'm not fighting you.
You're not fighting. You
Harmless.
saw the one.
I
You
lose.
saw the one leaf, and you
I
were
lose.
like, "Oh, it's fall in Atlanta." How?
That was- yeah. That leaf would have been like on the Sears Tower by now, or the Willis Tower, excuse me. I don't want to change the name.
I love it. So, so we just looked at the Horizon, Carnival Horizon, and you were saying that's nothing is going to be that's I feel like you're saying middle of the road is like it's not that good, but that looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
okay,
I
that's
want to
gorgeous.
watch. It's our product, and it's
Yeah,
great.
It's a
great.
phenomenal product, but you have a new class of ship.
Right.
That you made me write it down so I would ask you, and you said
It's
XL.
XL.
What does XL mean?
And before let me digress just a little bit.
Okay.
I want to make sure the average product that we're saying is a great product, because a lot of advisors and entrepreneurs that have been in the business for a long time will go, "Oh, Carnival, no." Well, a Honda was not the same car as it is today. Okay, so we've evolved. It's amazing, and we're doing obviously really well to have all these other brands under our feet. And now the newest product, the XL Class, has 7 zones. There's roller coasters that go 40 miles an hour. You can race 2 roller coasters at a time, and they're just gondolas that go around pedaling the ships that you saw in this one. But in the zones, one of them is the atrium. It's 4 levels, Grand Central, right? That acts as the atrium when you walk in. But at night, the backdrop, the wall, is windows that face the ocean. You could see it all day long. But at night, it turns into LED displays, and we do like a Cirque du Soleil show. People are walking through. It's just an amazing, amazing product. And then you've got more restaurants. You've got the Gateway with an Ocean Drive and different restaurants, the pizzerias, the Emerald Lagasse restaurant in the French Quarters with a fortune teller bar that does like crazy drinks that change colors with the ice or smoke comes out of them. There's just so I can't even go on to tell you about each zone, but a big thing,
Right.
the suites on those ships and the XL class ships. All the corner suites, they have a whirlpool on the balcony. There are 2 levels, great XL suites, presidential suites. So we're getting the people that have a lot of money that are going with their families because they know it's the right vacation.
Yeah.
They could go on our Seabourn product to Phuket Bay, but they're not going to take the children there.
Right.
It's not a family vacation. And it's a better alternative to an all-inclusive or a land destination that they have to watch them and be with them. Everybody's doing their own thing.
Well, I mean, like we talked about you being a global brand made of different cruise lines, all specialized in different things. But you have, let's say, the grandparents that when they're going on their vacation, they might be doing Seabourn, and but when it's time to bring the whole hee-haw gang together, they're going to do Carnival, and everyone is guaranteed to have a fun time.
We're a trusted brand, and that's one nice thing to have, and it's hard to get that.
Yeah, it totally is. Now, I want to ask producer Evan, because I think we have a photo of one of your newer ships.
Another entrance into the market. Oh, look at that.
Look at this. So tell us about this.
I thought it was the Venetian in Vegas. No, it's the new Carnival ship.
That's the new...
We actually took the ships from Costa.
Yeah?
Because they were global. They were going to China and wouldn't work out, so they were reallocated. Carnival purchased the Venezia that you just saw, and it's a Carnival ship. It's got the Carnival staff, the fun, the Guy Fieri hamburgers are still there, but it's a little Italian seasoning. Right? How you doing? But what he's doing is a mozzarella burger or a pizza, pepperoni burger. We've got Italian restaurants, a lounge that I love, the Venetian lounge. The backdrop is the canal of Venice, and you feel like you're sitting in a hotel or in a balcony in Venice when all the gondolas are going by, and there's one of the areas with the entertainment there. So instead of, in the decor, you saw it, is all Italian. Yeah. Beautiful. Instead of bringing the ship to Italy, we brought Italy to the ship on this one.
I love it.
We're sailing from New York, going to the Caribbean or Canada or Bermuda, and then the sister ship coming out in June next year is the Firenze. Carnival Firenze will be sailing from Long Beach, LA, to the Mexican Riviera.
That's
doing Cabo and Mazatlan. And great choices and different, for those that have been on all the Carnival ships that want something different. Perfect for them, or someone that wants to go to Italy but doesn't want to fly to Rome.
Yeah. Well, our Jessie got to sail on that ship, and she's been in the industry for a very long time, and has been on many cruise ships and many all-inclusive vacations. I can speak to that for her. And when she came back, she said, "This was more than I ever expected."
Great.
And she knew she was going to have a grand time, but she basically did her hand like this to pause me. She was like, "This was amazing." So kudos to you and your team for putting together
a lot of it too was we entertained her husband with so many choices, and he had a blast.
Lee, were you being personally entertained by the Carnival staff? Now, I think producer Evan said that we did have a comment or a question come through. Who's that? Ah, Andy. He's saying, how do we get on your email list?
You just did it. I'll follow up. Just let us know. I do an update for our team, our entrepreneurs, your advisors. And I like to do a Tuesday update. It's a Fun Time Tommy Tuesday update. It's like a summary of everything so you know what's going on, and you don't have to go through the plethora of emails that you get from different suppliers and vendors. They know I'm giving you the serious stuff. It's like the things you need to know, and like the hot sales for the week. So every 2 weeks.
So Tommy, just so you know, I don't share your email with any of your fellow partners in the industry, but I do recommend that they stop sending these glamorous emails that, there's always a gorgeous picture. Thank you. I know somebody in your marketing department worked very hard for that. However, your emails that bullet out here's what you need to know. It reminds me of when Erica joins our weekly chatter live. She tells us every week what you're supposed to be watching, and gets right down to it. So, Andy, we'll make sure that you get on the Tommy Tuesday email list. But for those of you who are members and you want to get on the list, just go to World Via Pro and Supplier Source under Carnival. You'll find Tommy's information. Just send him an email and say that you would like to be added to the list, and he will add you. And I have to give it to you. It's so simple that it's ridiculous how simple and easy it is, but you communicate so much in that. So definitely check that out. So everybody go to Supplier Source, or if you're just in World Via Pro, start typing in Carnival, and you will get to their page.
And one other tip of advice for your advisors or anybody in general, when you send back the email to me asking for something different, change the subject line. Don't have it say Fun Time Tommy Update, because I'll think it's an out-of-office reply. And that's for any vendor.
That's really a good point.
Yeah, that's just a basic
I'm glad
email.
you brought up that point.
Email 101.
Yes.
Change the subject line.
Make sure, there can be threads that you start with one question, and then you respond to one email, and then all of a sudden you change gears. Start a new thread, update that subject line, because you're right. The moment you send that out, you probably get hundreds of out-of-office messages. You just group, batch, delete. Yeah, you're not looking at those. So then you're like, why didn't Tommy get back to me? I don't know why I've got this like old-timey, like 1940s voice. I'm like, why didn't Tommy get back to me? He's like, cat's meow. Like, but start a new subject line or a new email thread, and also make sure that you include the name of your host agency. It's very, very important, because not everybody recognizes your company's name, but they'll definitely recognize ours, and you have promised that you will make sure that those get your undivided attention, right?
Once I know you're in my files, Mr. Spade. I got you covered.
Well, Andy, thanks for the question, and thank you for hitting that, because I do think that that's something special about our partnership. And like I said, you've been a part of the fabric of the history of our company, and I owe so much to you, and I don't know if I've ever shared this. Not only have we talked a lot of music history, and a lot of time we sing on our calls, not because we need to, just because we want to.
We love music.
And it's our show. It's our call. We can do whatever we want to, right? But I joined the industry in 2017. I knew zero. I was tasked with, how do you get people to work with a travel advisor? Why would you work with a travel advisor versus booking online? And when I was hired, I didn't know the difference. Now I've been here, and I'm still here. I know the difference. And what a travel advisor knows is, why, like, it's almost like a painter painting your house. Yes, I can paint my house. I can go to Home Depot and buy some paint, and then I'm going to look at the places I miss, where I hit the ceiling, on the walls. They know things that you could never ever hope to know, or you learn on the fly, which is not a good way to do it. A travel advisor knows their stuff, and if they get to know you, if you really invest in that relationship, then you're going to get even more than what you put into it.
Not because you're here and because we're friends and I've seen you grow the business, but you're evolving with the industry also. It's changing. Everything's changing. AI is going to change us, but you're ready for the next phase. We used to talk about how sales are so important, and I'll tell all your advisors, make sure you know the basic 101 in sales. And sales is not about the product, it's about the customer. Learn how to qualify, learn what's important about them, and you'll match them with the right product. And I know I fit so many profiles of candidates going on vacation that if you know a little bit about my product, most of your customers will fit in some vein on a Carnival product or one of our brands. But now we're going into the next level, and we had a campaign a while back why use a travel advisor. And we've always concentrated on that. That was like one of the biggest things that even Mickey and Bob and all our marketing people decided we need to stick with agents, advisors, because they're making a difference. They're going to go and do a virtual cruise night and introduce people that haven't cruised a lot better than we can individually, because it's too late by the time they came to us. But when they're coming to you, they're open.
Yeah.
So you can get them. So we went with sales, but now we're doing this, which you're doing also, is how can I be better at what I do? What's my business plan for next year? So we did that with Damon Johns this year, and he was the judge for a national contest with how to be or how to have the best business plan. And we did contests throughout the entire United States, Vegas, San Diego, Houston, and actually Houston was the last one, and Damon Johns was the judge. It was incredible. And it's about, how do I run my business? What's important? What niche am I in? What do I need to do that I didn't do last year? And it's as simple as, where was I? Where am I today? Where can I go tomorrow?
Yeah.
So we help do that. We're not brochure pushers, as we say the bad word. We're developing business for you if you're interested in growing and helping the partners in your network, and or just showing people that we care about being relative.
Right. And it isn't, it's being focused on salesmanship, marketing, but there's authenticity there. And that matching the client to the right product,
Very important.
it's so important, because yes, you can make a sale, but what does that make a customer for life?
Exactly.
And they're going to grow with you. And I am so great. I'm going to go back to just how much you've helped me understand the industry, and just really power me up. You're like a Super Mario brother. Like, you power
That's
me up
fun,
there.
yeah.
Like, because I've learned so much from you. But that passion and that heart is something that you don't learn, but you recognize in someone. Yeah. And I recognized that in you right when I first met you.
Thank you.
And that's what, so many of the members of our network, Tommy Panici. I had to make sure I could pronounce the last name right. I mean, I got it. Tommy Panici. You just have really touched me as well as the rest of our network. And we want to say thank you.
Oh, that means a lot to me. And I'm glad you can see that the passion comes from understanding the big picture. We have a purpose. If you're doing something just for the wrong reason, it shows. But if you're doing it because you believe in what you're doing, and you believe in the product, you believe in helping someone, because ultimately at the end, they're going to do better, and you're going to feel better because knowing you made a difference in them. So that means a lot that I could make a difference to you, because I've always looked up to where you came from with the QVC model, bringing it to this business and growing globally and not just being myopic. You see the bigger picture of things, and we can work together on that. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. We've got decades. So we could do a reel of like what the first video, or the first video that we showed, where it was all the history, right?
Right.
We could do a video from when we first met, and then
from an
all the way
idea to a reality. But we have to do it in a game show music type atmosphere.
Yeah. Oh, there's got to be sequins, and there's got to be lights. And Gwen B here. She said, "Hey Tommy, Gwen, thank you so much for jumping in." Isn't that nice?
She's got a great story. She was working a group. I gave her some tips, and she called me and told me the numbers in her group, and then she got another group. Gwen, thank you for that. You go get them. Keep going. Keep going.
I like that. But we were going to talk about that, and we only have a little bit of time left. But groups, obviously big, and I before she even gets in the chat, our Velma, she has to make sure that she has established that she has sold 1,000 cabins on one Carnival ship.
Right.
And the thing that makes me laugh so hard, she was running an agency that was a part of a group of agencies. She was the manager of this agency, and her office was, not even in the town next door. I mean, it was miles away. And the owner of the group of agencies said that he wanted to go pick up the check to deposit it because he wanted that pride. And she said, "Go ahead, do it." But at the end of the day, she sold 1,000 cabins, and it was a part of
grocery store.
Yes, it was.
Promotion.
It was a promotion
It was easy
incentive.
to just like give a Carnival Cruise for the contest, and where you were saying in groups. It's easy to sell a group on Carnival because it's fun. It applies to most people. Everybody will go. Uncle Louie's going. Uncle Joe's going. Let's all go.
Yeah.
Or a theme. Maybe everybody bowls together. Let's go away. What's affordable? What can we do? A cruise. All the way up to charters where we're doing NSYNC. We're doing the fan clubs of a lot of entertainment groups. Or a corporation, a family, a guy that owns a business that's taking 1,000 people away. It's just so much easier. He has a controlled environment. He can do what he wants. Our ship is his for the week, and imagine that.
Yeah.
And we were in that business for a long time. We're doing really well in that market. The entertainment business, where you could take a bunch of entertainers that are popular and put them on one ship, charge more to pay for the entertainment, and why wouldn't people want to go on that? Because it's the only cruise that features those entertainers, from jazz to blues to rock. I can go on, and when you do a group, it's fun because you talk about it forever. And within that group, someone else will go, I could do this group with my knitting group or my mahjong group. Or, the girls would love this. It's something for everybody. If you go to a couple's resort, you can't do a group there.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to be alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. I'm here with my special person, my other half.
Yeah, masses of people on the beach. Yeah, that's not a thing.
It's fun for everybody. It's memorable. It's priceless, like we said. Grandpa wants to know that they're going to talk about him forever, and that's the kind of thing that plants that seed for eternity.
Yeah. So think about your groups. I mean, I know groups that have been on Carnival that have been themed around pirates, which I'd love to see that. I just this last Friday, I referenced that I think I'd like to start an affinity group around Thundercats because I used to like the Thundercats cartoon. And no one has really jumped in on that for me. So I'm just going to put that out one more time. But anyway.
You're a trendsetter.
I digress with that.
Do you remember when the Red Hats were big? They were all over having lunches.
Oh, yeah.
We had so many Red Hat cruises, groups of ladies that were in the Red Hats.
Didn't they have to wear red hats and the purple tops?
Purple hat, yes, yeah. The red hat and the purple dresses.
Yes.
Amazing. They were like all over the place.
Well, Tommy, our time is up. I knew it was going to go by fast. I knew it was. So guys, if you are a member of our network, then you can definitely check out Tommy's information in World Via Pro in Supplier Source. Just search for Carnival, and you will find information about Carnival, the latest events, latest promotions, things, anything that's going on with Carnival, we make sure is there, as well as Tommy's information. You can email him to get on his mailing list. So definitely check that out. And Tommy, thank you so much for coming to the Atlanta office and coming to World Via 1. It's a little smaller than you might imagine.
Memorabilia.
Thank you, Carnival, for this, and thank you for coming. And thank you for powering us up.
You got it.
All right,
Great
take care, and until next time, take care of yourself so we can take care of each other. See you real soon. Bye.